I'm not here to fake it. This is real life, raw moments, and full vibes. From wild adventures to everyday chaos, FUMA Boy'Z is where energy meets authenticity. Hit subscribe, and let's live this out loud.
Oh, yes, party people, we are back. We are back. Give me a second. You know, it's going to get a little crazy on the radio. Let me add some music before I do this introduction, everybody. No, we ain't going to do that one. Let me find something smooth. That ain't it. Okay, there it is. That's that old school New York. You know how you get down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, everybody in the chat, you know me as FUMA Boy'Z. What I have is T Hizzle over here, who's an original FUMA boy. And for y'all who want to see what the FUMA thing is about, T Hizzle, let me just show him real quick. Let me show him. That's what FUMA is about. That's what FUMA is about. So, Fort King Military Academy, where T Hizzle, aka Abdoulaye, went. He's an original FUMA boy. I started in high school. He started in middle school. Abdoulaye, T Hizzle, welcome to the channel, man. What's going on?
Thank you very much, FUMA Boy'Z. I appreciate that. I started in 7th grade in the middle school and went all the way through high school, graduated, and then from there went to the Citadel and graduated there.
So, so let's give a shout out to the chat, man. Hey, Tim, we see you. Silver Days, we see you. Silver Days know about FUMA. He got the fire on it. If you look at the chat, I'll put some of these folks up, man. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, y'all, this is a special show. I do have some music from Lemmy coming in that we're gonna play for y'all too. But we're gonna talk to T Hizzle. We're gonna chop it up, bro. So let's chop it up, man. How's life, man? What you been up to?
Man, life has been wild. You know, I mean, I really appreciate what Fort King, did for me. I've been married 18 years. I got 3 beautiful daughters, all February. And no Valentine's Day babies, but my oldest is 16. I got a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old. And, I'm living in New Mexico. So, if anybody, wants to know, yes, Breaking Bad was filmed here in Albuquerque.
Is it still going on now? That's what we really want.
I know. I mean, the season, the finale is over, but, people out there in the streets still doing their thing.
So hold on, I have to ask this question. So for all y'all in the chat, man, I'm gonna tell y'all some crazy stuff right now. We're gonna get funky into it. This dude is the smartest dude I know. What is that guy's name? Hydabros or whatever from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
What was his name? You are a Hydabros, bro. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is one of the smartest people, like top level, like he's a scientist type smart guy, right? We gonna get into some of that, but yeah. So is that you out there? You hiding, bro? So New Mexico.
Hey, you got to keep the street smarts. But hey, I saw a February birthday in there. I think it was Pisces. But yeah, I grew up in New York City, and in Queens, and living over here in Albuquerque, it's different over here in the Southwest. Yeah, I mean, it is for real different.
So we got people on who in the chat, man. These cats is everywhere. Some in Cali.
Yeah, anybody over in New Mexico or Texas, Colorado, Oklahoma? Ooh. Anybody over there?
Yeah, let's see. I know Lemmy's in Atlanta.
Okay, so, ATL in the house. Cool.
Yeah, we do have some West Coast people. So let me ask you, what do you do for a living now? What are you up to right now?
Oh, got NYC to NM. That was a big transition for me. But the mountains here are pretty. But like what I'm doing currently is I do IT work, and then I also am an entrepreneur as well. And taking those kind of risks are the ones that pay off. Because following just somebody and you're like, well, one day I might be manager. That. Look, you have to ask people, hey, can you take the knife out my back? Because they stab you. They stab you.
Bro, I continuously have knives in my back, bro. I think I got the whole Sushigamo set. right behind me right now. You know what I mean? So you went to Fork Union at what, in the 7th grade?
Yeah, so I went to Fork Union in 7th grade. That's where I met Lieutenant Colonel Akers and Lieutenant Colonel Hitchcock at the time.
Yo, did Akers give you the tour? Like,
he gave me the tour, and he roughed me up a little bit. I mean, I won't say, that, I was a good model citizen.
It's a new day. Hey, for Akers to rough you up, bro. For Colonel Akers to rough you up. So let me tell you, man. I'll give you my story on my first time at Fork Union. My mom got the fax. It was for somebody else. And she was kind of threatening me because, I was in high school. I was at Annapolis. And I was just having parties, having fun. I wasn't really doing nothing serious. I wasn't doing nothing, period. So she was like, she said, there's a school, Fork Union. It's a military school. And, do you want to go visit it? Like, it was like a scared straight. I was like, hell yeah. So we get there, right? I sleep. It's 3 hours from Annapolis. I get there. And we meet Colonel Akers at the Commandant's office. So he was like, I'm going to give you a tour. So he didn't show me Echo Company or Memorial Hall. He showed me, was it Sneed Hall? Not Sneed. Was it Sneed Hall? Was the new barrack?
Yeah. Well,
he showed me Sneed, Rob, a band company because of the uniforms. He knew damn well I ain't play no instrument. But he showed me around, and I remember it was on the steps, the back steps over at the not at the STs, but the old basketball gym we had. You know how that little side door that was near the circle? We were standing right there, and he was like, so what you want to do? You want to come here? And I looked at my mom. I was like, man, I can't go back home, bro. I got to stay here. I was like, yes, sir. I want to come here. He was like, all right. So, you want to play football? I was like, yeah, I want to play football. And then he was like, told me they had to come back 3 weeks earlier. I was like, nah, not that bad. So they checked me in, and I thought I was going to, I think it was Fawaz. Was it Fawaz was there?
Yeah, he was in Charlie Company. Charlie Company, then battalion staff.
Yeah, so Fawaz was doing the ED thing, right? So, and he was checking people in. So I remember Fawaz because he had that big old hook nose. Remember that big old hook nose he had? He was a big dude. Fawaz, I came up, I'm like, excuse me, sir. I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be over there. Over there, sir. He looked, he started laughing. Ha, 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 ha. You were Echo Company. I was like, what's Echo Company? Yo, Mad Cat started laughing. But okay, so tell me, so did you meet JoJo in the 7th grade?
Yeah, so I met JoJo in 7th grade, 8th grade, and then all the way through. And I mean, I still am in contact with him today. A lot of the friendships I forged, even in middle school, I still talk to those cats today. And, once again, not many people can say, I still know this cat from middle school, and I still, I'm good friends with them. No matter where we moved, I can still talk to them.
Yeah. So everybody, what he's really getting down to is the relationships he built there. I mean, he still got them and still talking to people. So, okay. So tell me one of the wildest things that happened in middle school, bro. So that's wild.
Okay. You cats are gonna laugh, but it's all good, and JoJo already knows this one. So I had this dude on my hall. I think he was our first sergeant, I want to say. Mm-hmm. His name was John Haller. And
was he okay.
So this was in 7th grade. I just got there trying to get my bearings and everything. But you had to stand outside your door at attention if you had to go use the restroom. You just couldn't willy-nilly just go.
Yeah. And
so I'm there waiting, and I'm like, gotta use the bathroom. He just made me stand there. I'm like, this guy's wild.
So hold on, you stand out of attention to will let you go to the bathroom?
Yeah. And I'm like, I gotta go, sir. And he's just like standing there, just like, profiling. I'm just like, what is this? And I was like, look, I'm going. And I went. He didn't like that too much. And he was on the football team. So like either like 2 days or 3 days later, he said, oh, you think you tough? And I was like,
oh, dudes, bro.
I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and you out here just like having me stand there. There's only so much discipline, before you're like, that's not even professionalism at all. Because we all kids, right? We don't know better.
Yeah.
So I said, I gotta go. My body's saying I gotta go. So he was starting beef with me, and he tried to push me out the door, and I pushed him back. And then I came running at him with my fist like this, but I slipped, and then he hit me one. I had to go to Lieutenant Colonel Akers' office.
Oh, Lord.
Or Hitchcock's office. He's like, "What you doing, man? All you have to do is sit down and shut up. But you got to make trouble." I'm like, he's in my leadership, and he's treating me like this. What am I supposed to do?
Knock him out.
And he was like, all right.
You know the rules of the jungle when them folks ain't there.
He was like, look, they were like, okay. He lost his rank and everything eventually, and had to move off. And,
was he still on the hall when he lost his rank? Was he still on the hall? Was he still on the hall when he lost his rank?
No, they had to move him up to like Bravo company because middle school only had 2 companies, Alpha and Bravo.
Okay.
So, I never told nobody this, get my butt whooped in 7th grade, getting decked. But, it's a life learned lesson, that you're going to meet a lot of people that are not professional. And they're going to, I guess theoretically or literally do stuff like that to you in your profession. And, they might be over you, but they're not better than you.
Yeah, man. Bro, I'll tell you some wild stuff. This joint was wild. So it was my first year there. And, McClintock, I still talk to Drew today. So McClintock's my roommate, right? And he used to egg shit on, man. Like, he would egg it on with these folks. Like, let's say I got into something or something. Something was about to go down. He would go out there and be like, "Yeah, y'all ain't gonna do nothing." He would gas the shit up, right? So what ended up happening was, we had a morning thing and everybody supposed to get out there and buff the hall, and I buffed the hall, and this dude didn't come out in the hall. Vages, I remember his name was Vages. He didn't come out in the hall, and they told Harley, and Harley was our lieutenant, so Harley, brought the dude out and wrote him up. Well, somebody said it. I said something to Harley because me and Harley was boys. We used to play chess. So, dude, Vages, it's in the middle of the day. I'm sitting. You know how you sit at Echo Company, like the desks are facing apart, and one person on one side and one's on the other. They got a foot locker in the middle. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing geometry. I got one of those compasses. Remember the big steel compasses you had with the pointy? So I'm sitting there in my room. It's during the work day, and Drew is behind me now. Drew been out there gassing motherfuckers up all day and shit. So I'm sitting there doing my work, and Vaughn just come in the room like, "Yo, blah 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 blah." It's just talking noise, and I was cool because I was like, "Yo, I gotta go on leave. Yo, I'm trying to go on this leave." You know what I'm saying? Because I had this little cutie chick, man, in Maryland. I was trying to holler at. So I was just just gotta go home, man, and get a haircut, do this, and that, right? So dude grabbed me. Man, I took the compass and I had it up to his throat like I was about to kill him, and I started screaming. I'm like, "Motherfucker, I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead tonight." So a sergeant come running in. Sergeant Sandberg, man, he a big German dude, like Austrian dude. He like big cat. Sandberg came, "Johnny, no!" He grabbed me and like just brought me out of the room and stuff like that, man. I just never mess with me again, bro. When you threaten somebody's life like that, he'd never mess with that. That was the silliness, man. And that was just, y'all, that's not an everyday occurrence there. That's just stupid stuff that happens, man.
True that.
Oh, shoot. So, what was your last year? You was on battalion staff?
Yeah, so last year, 97, class of 97, was on battalion staff, me, JoJo, and a few other heads. And, just trying to, run the joint, as best as possible. I had Ellis as well.
Yeah.
In Echo Company, him and I, we were all around the campus. He'd be like, "Look, my company, is the best." And he's like, "All these companies are crap."
I was like, yeah, dude, all these are crap.
Yeah.
They just crap.
Like, does everyone remember when you had we had like the inspection on the circle, and somebody from battalion staff would come to your company and inspect?
Mhm.
All right, we had this cat on staff. His shoes were always terrible. You know, I mean, his name was Cook, I believe.
Okay.
And he went to Ellis's company, and his appearance was worse than whoever the worst cadet over there was. But he'll be like infraction. And
that was bad. Take one. Buddy. He's like, buddy.
Ellis went over there. He was like, listen. He's like, how can you say that my people, look terrible? Jason over. Yeah, he knows. How can you say that everyone's appearance looks that bad when you're not even up to par? He's like, don't you ever come and inspect my company? I'll ask the battalion commander, send somebody else, but don't send him. He never inspected after that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say you set the example and then go over and say, well, and nitpick. But once again, in today's day and age, people do it all the time.
Yeah. Okay, what was your favorite food at Fort Union, bro? I gotta ask that question. What was your favorite food?
Favorite food, man. I know a lot of people will be like chicken fried steak, but nah, yo.
Oh, you like the chicken fried steak like that? What was your favorite?
I mean, look, the safest and food that I can think of was just, that fat bread that they used to have, right? You put butter in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get your carbs on it and keep moving.
That's just the bread.
I can't think. Look, unfortunately, my senior year, I spent a lot of time at the Motor Lodge.
Oh, you have bread, bro. You have money for real. You must have been selling iced teas or something. Selling iced teas or getting Chinese food brought in and charging them.
Look, chicken fried steak, sometimes it was hit and miss. So, I mean, I won't can it 100%. I mean, but yeah, sometimes they were hitting, sometimes they were missing.
Shoot, bro. I'm trying to think
I got a funny story about Cook that probably nobody here has ever heard.
Yeah, so a lot of these people, I do more crypto on the show, so they hear me talk about Fort Union, but they don't get the stories like what you hitting on right now. So
yeah, like, all right. So our senior year, we're on battalion staff, and battalion staff, is basically like the overall leadership team for the entire bunch of companies. And so we were on top of the commandant's office. The commandant's office is basically the faculty that runs the Corps cadets. And so we're up there, and I was cleaning the shower because it was a community shower and everything up there.
I thought y'all had maids come and clean that, or like staff clean that or something.
Nah, yo, I put in the work.
Oh, I thought y'all had, man. I'm so
we weren't spoiled like that.
I thought because them rooms was huge, bro. You go up in there, it was like a penthouse room. You know what I'm saying? You can have a going,
you know. So I had borrowed some cleaning stuff from Cook's room, and he was roommates with with Messenger.
Oh, not little Messenger, little
yeah.
I like him.
So I had borrowed equipment. I gotten done cleaning the shower and everything, and their room is dark. So I mean, there's like a little bit of light that's showing from one of the lamps outside. So I go in there to go put the clean stuff underneath their sink, and I see something moving in the corner. I'm like, yo, what is it? What is that? And John's like, what was it? They turn on the light. It was a black snake.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So do you remember like we call him like Lieutenant Colonel Gump, but like Lieutenant Colonel Stick or something like that?
Yeah.
He looked like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But he grabbed Cook's saber and stabbed the black snake with it, and then brought it out.
Oh.
So whatever snake lovers, black snake, whatever, and
no pun intended.
yeah, Captain Chick. That was his name.
Oh shit. Oh, dude, Jason. You know what, Jason? We're gonna do a show with you. Then we're gonna do a reunion show. We're gonna get a whole bunch of people out here just chilling. Man, I tell you, man, so much stuff that happened there. So,
yeah, but like I'm a New Yorker. I don't deal with snakes. Okay, I know living in Virginia, all the country boys that like snakes, cool. But I'm not all into that snake life.
So when you was at Fort Union, your family was still in Virginia? Was in New York?
Yeah, they were in New York.
Oh, you used to be one of the traveling dudes. Like you have to catch an airplane in and out.
Yeah, but my grandmother was in Maryland because me and JoJo, he was in Springfield, Virginia, which is very close to Maryland, maybe about an hour away. And so we would kick it and go home, together because I'm like, well, you live right there, my grandmother's right there.
Bro, when I used to ride with JoJo, why didn't you ever ride with us, bro?
I didn't know when you guys went out, and plus leaving Edie to nobody.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think you said. Hold on. I think you froze up. Hold on. We got to give T Hizzle a couple seconds to come back here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you froze up. Can you say that again, please?
Yeah. So I used to run, the disciplinary group called Extra Duty, also known as ED.
Can I break it down? So he being nice about it, yo. This shit was torture, bro. Let me tell you what these fools would do. You get a tour, so you get 12 credits a month. After you burn up those 12 credits, whatever you got after that is a tour. A tour is 45 minutes of hard labor. One tour, 45 minutes of hard labor. You caught 30 tours, you do the numbers. So, and then the hard labor would be like, yo, y'all got to go over here and shovel this snow. Y'all got to go over here and rake these leaves. Y'all gonna march for 45 minutes back and forth with a rifle in your hand. Y'all gonna go wax this chapel hall. Y'all gonna go clean this. It was labor, bro. It was like slavery. And he was massa.
But the thing is, I used to do it with him. I mean, not the waxing and buffing, but I used to march it. I used to do it.
Bro, I knew it was real when we went to homecoming, right? I'm trying to be the kindler, gentler Zeddy, man, because I don't know if there's like some notes written about me, like he's violent, or something. So I get in there and I was like, hey, can we see what was his name? I was like, hey man, I was like, the comment, I was like, hey, can we see Command Sergeant Major Sidwell? He was like, nah, he busy today, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, I'll let you slide, bro. I'm gonna let you slide. So I'm like, T Hizzle, yo, let's go check out the commandant's office. So we walked in there, dude. Everybody jumped up like he had just came back. Like, oh shit, man. And then CSM Sidwell said, hey guys, how you doing? FUMA, you got a little round? Hey, swinging with the jokes. But T Hizzle was in charge of all that. Like, he was in charge of it. Like, he didn't let nobody get off of no extra tours, bro. I heard about you, bro. When I left, motherfucker was like, your boy Chom is cold up in there. So go ahead.
But I didn't have any confidence. What I used to do is like take somebody who has a lot of tours. I mean, I try to find a way to, legally get their tours, down. So I take whoever has the highest tours and said, listen, we got like 2 platoons now. So you got this platoon and you got that platoon. And you're in charge of this platoon, making sure that they're doing it right. They do it right, I'll kick off a few different tours for you. But if they get out of hand, you lose your tour and everyone else still gets theirs. Oh. And so they're like, it's like that. I'm like, yeah. I mean, look, think about it. That helped build like at least a spirit of delegation to I mean, once again, we kids there. I'm a kid, they're a kid, and delegating. This is where I learned how to delegate, because just like, why am I spinning my wheels all the time?
Bro, I tell you. So I remember I had to do my first guard duty as a private, right? So I'm over there, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get like the desk, the desk inside the commandant's office. They was like, nah, man, I think I got bumped down to like mess hall duty or something, right? So I was, me, you always get clowned if you're in the back cleaning. So I took the attitude, bump it. If I'm gonna clean back here, I'm gonna do the job for real. So I was doing it, and then me and what's her name? It was a female, big heavyset black female. She was real cool. So me and her she got cool because I was like helping. Man, then she started like giving me the cookies, the bread, the chicken at night. Because guard duty was a whole week. So it got to be when I went on guard duty, I'd volunteered to work in the cafeteria. I'm like, yeah, let me go over to the cafeteria. Because I always had mad food after that. So with Calvin, man, cool. Calvin was cool. And then somebody caught game that I was doing that, and they was like, nah, you can't work the cafeteria, you gotta work the PX. So I went to the PX and started doing the same thing and was getting free wings. That's how so in case you wonder, my senior year, how I was always getting all that free food out of PX, the little chick liked me up in there. So she used to hook up the wings and fries. Wings of fire, bro. You know how it goes.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh, okay. So let's jump off of Forky and tell me about the Citadel, bro. Tell me about the Citadel.
Citadel, that's a wild joint. Because like I had applied to a few different colleges.
With Captain Uchimura.
Yes.
Got it, y'all. Keep going. We're gonna talk about that too.
But I applied to a few different places, and I applied to Miami. I did get in, and Joel's like, "Yo, but I decided to still go the Citadel route. I got a 2-year academic scholarship, and then the last 2 I had to pay out of pocket. I can't sneeze at that. That's a good opportunity. So I took it. I was just like, I didn't get the scholarships at Miami. I mean, that would have been an arm and a leg. So I said, all right, well, at least I got 2 years that they're gonna pay. So I mean, a full ride, everything. So Citadel, your first year, they treat you like trash, because you have to stay in a funny way. You got to do like a sir sandwich the entire year. I mean, you basically yelling all the time. You're always hustling. You're always running, and they don't have to feed you at the mess hall. You can sit there. They'll be like, well, if you don't like the food, whatever. 3 bites and you're done. Get out.
Yeah, there is no.
Sit around.
They didn't have a PX or a motor lodge or anything like that there?
Well, I mean, a lot of times, like your first year, you're very restricted.
Okay.
So you can't do anything you want. Like on the weekend, yeah, you can go downtown. I mean, the girls in Charleston, they cool. Southern Bells, right on.
They strong.
Ellis went to the College of Charleston right there. So I remember one time,
I'm surprised he didn't go to the Citadel, bro. Like he was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I'm cool. I want my hair. Yeah, but on the weekends, man, everyone is out doing their thing, drinking, whatever, partying. But yeah, Citadel, I mean, it was rough, but I said, well, I'm 747 miles from New York. I mean, that's my motivation never to quit, because I mean, quitters never win, and people who at least, if you have to grind, so be it, But yeah. I ground it out, and I did all right.
Bro, that's dope. I'll tell you a funny story for the chat. So I had in case you guys didn't know, I was in the Air Force. I had to go to officer training, and I was at Tyndall Air Force Base. So they had introduced all the cadre. I knew what I was doing, but I'm cocky like that.
That's right, Cartel. Winners never quit.
Yeah. So I know what I was doing by playing this card because I was cocky. But y'all still can't shake me. So they were introducing the cadre, blah, 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 blah. This cadre's from this school, this one's from this school. And Captain Uchimura, I remember her like it was yesterday. She was like Japanese. Was she like Japanese or something?
Yeah.
I think she was Japanese. So, but she wasn't no small, skinny Japanese woman, bro. She'll fold you up. She wasn't no skinny, itty bitty. Captain Uchimura will fold you up, bro.
Yep.
So everybody talking, you know, an officer training, whatever. Everybody's trying to impress somebody. Like, I already knew I was the shit. Like, I'm just cocky with it. Like, I'd have been to Fort Union. I've been in the Army program for 2 years. I was on the RC team with the Real Rangers. They was training me. I could shoot. I could do this. And ROTC on this side and the Air Force side, I'm rocking it this way, blah, blah, blah. I'm a He-Man. We get up there. So I said, permission to speak freely. Because I was talking to Captain, permission to speak freely. She said, go ahead, William. I said, you're at the Citadel, ma'am? She's like, yes, I am. I said, I got a couple friends that went there. And she was like, who? I said, the Gary brothers. And she was like, she kind of like drew back a little bit. And then I said, and do you know a Cadet Chom? She said, get out of the bush now. You are the Fort Union boys. You are the Fort Union boys. Bro, I'm getting smoked, right? Everybody like, what did he say? She was like, you knew what you was doing, you cocky. I came over there for the smoke, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, let's get it over with. You know? And again, I think I was fine with the Garys, but when I said your name, boy,
yeah,
she twisted up like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that smoke from Uchimura too? You got you the smoke, bro?
She got up in me too, you know. So, I didn't know all my bearings, you know, my first year. So,
bro, you've been running the Corps in Fort Union for like 10 years. What you talking about?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, she thought I was cocky as well. Like before our cadre night, you know, I shined my shoes all up, and like one of my classmates, he was like, "You're gonna make us look bad, and then you'll make yourself look better." And I was like, "Aren't you supposed to shine your shoes?" So I rubbed them out. But in interacting with Captain Ichimura, you know, I was just like, I mean, I knew everything. I knew all my stuff, all my rifle movements, everything.
Dog, that's why. Go ahead, keep
yeah.
bro.
So like, even my junior year, you know, I was best drill cadet at Fort Union. Yeah. You know, I won that whole competition, and they're like,
that motherfucker up, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I smoked everybody. So
yeah, you killed me. You killed me. I forgot who I had out there, man. But I remember you smoked us, and Ellis was pissed. I can't believe he came out here and smoked us.
Yeah, I smoked everybody, and you know, and you know, just in interacting with her though, you know, she was like, "Oh, you're a bit cocky, aren't you?" And I was like, you know, you have to say, you know, ma'am sandwich or sir sandwich. And I was like, ma'am, no ma'am. You know, and they're like, well, look at you. I was like,
bro, like I said, right when she said she was for the Citadel, I said, you know, I'm going to get this smoke, bro. I'm going to let her know it's real in the field out here, you know?
You know what? Can you share with these cats officer training? You remember we dared you?
Are you talking about the pool?
I was there, yeah. Junior year, you were platoon leader in Echo. I was first sergeant in Charlie.
Hold on. So you want to talk about the pool incident?
No, you stayed in your rack when the drill sergeants were coming through, and we're like, Zed, just stay in the rack and see. They can't touch you.
Oh, you started yelling at me. Yeah. So I have this ability. I don't know what it is to piss people off, and it's really good for me to do it sometimes. So we was PTing out like crazy that week, man. So I was like, yo, I ain't getting up tomorrow. I'm gonna act like I'm just sleep. And dude came in, they was banging the garbage cans. We were at Fort Lee. That was the first time I ever did rappelling, was at Fort Lee. So we at Fort Lee, the drill sergeants came banging, everybody jump up. I just laid there like a rock. I heard him screaming, not even a smile, bro. But I paid for it with that pool. Man, I tell y'all. So I was always in the gym too. That's when I was like a gym nut, right? So you remember when they were like, let's do these relays in the pool, and they was like, yo, Zeddy, get up in the pool. I was like, bro, I can't do it.
Yeah.
They're like, you can do it. Man, so you got to swim to one side than the other. I get to the one side, I swear I almost died in the center, bro. I just floated and we came in last and got smoked. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was different than lifting.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I was like, blue. Man, dude. So y'all, like I said, we had some. It's pretty interesting. If you go to Fort King, it's pretty interesting, or it was. Now I'll just say it. They soft, bro. I think Fort King got a little soft on these kids, because I remember when me and you was there. You know, you'd be on a circle and the alumni weekend, dude yelling at you about your shoes or something crazy. You know, coming in your room and invading your space. But I guess that's what made people hard. So okay, so you did the Citadel. What'd you major in at the Citadel?
So I majored in business administration, but like first I was a political science major, because like I wanted to go into politics. You know, I was like, you know, maybe I can throw my hat in the arena, but everybody knows, you know, politics is garbage or it's a dirty game. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
You know, if there's some folks that went to the Citadel that are senators now. You know, you may or may not know them, or you may like them or not like them. You know, whatever side you want to be on.
Who are they? So we can just talk noise about them.
Yeah. So,
but, yeah.
So, if anybody knows, you know, a representative from South Carolina named Nancy Mace. She was one of the first or second female graduates from the Citadel ever. You know, so yeah, she made headlines. She wrote a book. You know, and I think the name of the book is In the Company of Men.
When did she go through?
What's that?
When did she go through?
She was a sophomore when I was there.
Did y'all make her do a full coat?
No, she was ahead of me.
Okay.
So I remember one time, you know, we're going through holding our bag, and they just load your bag with stuff, right? And I hear like some little tiny voice yelling at me, "You need to get out of here!" I was like, "What kid did they let to hear this joint?" It was her.
And for y'all, Chubby a big dude, man. He ain't no small dude, so he gotta look. He'll do this. I seen you do this to somebody once, bro. They said something to you, and you did the perimeter look. And then you look down. Like you and Mitchell used to be famous for doing that to folks. And people used to get mad.
Somebody yelling at me.
Somebody yelling, oh, y'all used to be like this. And then look down on them like you.
Where you live?
Oh, so y'all, let me tell you a funny story, right? So first part of the story is I got in a fight with my roommate. He had to move out. He got a couple knuckles. So JoJo became my roommate. And Chom was on. I think he lived on the second floor of Charlie Company.
Yeah, I think one floor down.
Yeah, because it was Muhammad and Jones on the third with me.
On third, yeah.
So JoJo was my roommate. He was the first sergeant. I was the lieutenant of the hall. The dudes across the hall, down the hall, and Charlie Company, they cool cats. So we used to get up, man. We used to get up like mad early. It was like about 5 o'clock. It used to come over. Remember, we used to watch the rap videos at 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't have there was like no rap channels or anything like that. It was only like CMT and some other channels. But some guy was pirating, he was like pirating TV, I guess, or videos or something, or I don't know, it was just a channel. But man, we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on like a Saturday. We be watching rap videos. It was like, I don't know if it was a Saturday or not. It was a Saturday or Sunday. But we used to get up mad early. We watching rap videos in the room and eating the stuff, break out some cookies or whatever, you know. Then Cedric would come over there and JoJo would get mad at it. Dude, those were some funny times, bro.
Yeah, because like I remember his roommate that he got in a fight with. His name was Macklin, and you know, yeah, that dude had some issues.
Hey, Macklin, if you still out there, I'll give you round 2 if you want, bro. I'll knock you out again. Tell your wife what you said to me and why I had to knock you out.
So Joker came over back in 310, and you know, that was cool. You know, remember Mitchell was a big dude. I mean, you think I'm big? Mitchell was huge, and he used to climb under FUMA Boy'Z bed. And we had this cool faculty officer named Rogers, and he'd be like, "Mitch, get from underneath the bed."
That Cat Rogers is my guy, man. I'll show a picture on it one day, man. But Cat Rogers is my guy, man. He he knew how to get at me. He'd be like, "What's up, big time? What you got going on today?" Like he'll be messing with his mustache like this. I think that's where I get that mustache stuff from. He'd be like, "What's up, big time? How you doing today? What's going on, big time? I know you're plotting on something. I know you plotting on."
Partner soldier fella guy. You know, I shaved before we went live, so I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be inspected today. So
sometimes I shave, sometimes I don't. Oh man, I tell you. So hold on. So what else, man? I mean, there's so much we could talk about.
There's a lot. You know, I got like I do have a few hobbies.
Yeah.
Like I think what Fork Union helped me do, you know, is tap into my creativity, you know, whatever it was. Because you could be creative like on the court, you could be creative, you know, in your classroom. I had a dude named Colonel Brown for English. And you know, so he was like, hey, everyone write something, you know, write something creative like off the top. Don't plagiarize, write like a short narrative or a short story. And like, I remember the summer before, you know, Colonel Brown asked me to do that, you know, during the school year. I used to hate writing, you know, no cap. I did not like writing. My mom would ask me, write a sentence about anything. And I'd fall out on the ground like, no.
Hold on. You said just now you didn't like writing.
I did not like writing, no.
Bro, I'm going to have to tell the story after you're done. Go ahead.
I did not like writing. And during Lieutenant Colonel Brown's class, I got better at writing. And, you know, and then I got a really good grade in whatever narrative I told. You know, I think I've actually seen the story somewhere around here. I don't even know why I have papers from high school, but I have like 1 or 2 floating around. But I still write today. I write some short poems. I write some short stories. You know, I'm thinking about, you know, just writing something for Disney, you know, or whomever, or Netflix even, and they can run with it. But I enjoy writing today, and you know, I never even tapped into that part of me until I went to Fork Union. I was not a writer.
Shoot, man. Fork Union helped me tap into my primal instincts.
Hey, here's on the lacrosse field hitting people.
It's like, what we gonna do with you? Okay, let's get him in some sports. Get some of that violence out of him. Let's put him in lacrosse field. He can hurt somebody legally. You know.
You know, in that comment from Cartel, like AI is not as creative as anybody in this chat. You know, because if you write a story versus AI writing it, and you know you have someone proofread, you know, both versions, I think they can tell what AI wrote, because AI doesn't write with any kind of real feeling. It does feel like robotic or static or just stagnant. You know, but like if you write something, I think people can tell the difference. I mean, AI is getting better, but it's not that good.
It doesn't have that. It's good for like documentation. Like if you got to write something on a technical paper or whatever, You can put your main points in it, it'll format and kick it out for you. But it doesn't have that soul, for lack of better words. That doesn't have that. Yeah, I'll just say it straight up. Doesn't have a soul that wrote it.
It doesn't have that
feeling. Yeah. So you can. I have seen like you can take your stories and create scripts out of them. Like it'll take your story and create a script, and then you can take it and then it'll create video. Like the problem I saw in the video is everybody come out with 20 fingers. That's got better, or it's like they're talking with no emotion. Like I saw this one guy, he's got a YouTube channel that it's literally them talking and it's got no emotion to it. It's just like,
wow. Well, I mean, I'm actually going to be kicking off a YouTube channel next week.
Oh, really?
That is based on, just encouragements, and just, trying to see the best in people. Because look, this day and age that we live in, everyone is about themselves. And so I'm going to share, some poems. I'm going to share some stories. I'm just going to share just general encouragement because, this day and age, you don't have people cheering you on. Everyone wants to see your downfall. And, I believe that, there's a better person inside of all of us. We all deserve second, third, fourth, fifth, umpteen chances. But, something that's non-political. I'm not even going to touch that.
We don't care in this chat, dog. This is a conservative chat. Hold on, bro. Hold on. This ain't nothing, bro. I got another show we be praying on, bro. So, and we be cussing too, and we play crypto rap. This is more of a conservative. And it's all good. You can say whatever you want, and we don't censor speech on these shows, bro. That's everybody knows that. So you can say what you got. Bro, I keep it funky with you. Half of these people I hang out with, we be praying, dog. Like we'll go out and have a crypto night. Like literally, we go to crypto meetup. Someone gonna pray over the food. We gonna do that. I'm gonna get drunk. We all gonna stay together. We ain't gonna act crazy. Like this is a different group, bro. You can say whatever you want. You good here.
Well, look, I've worked with a lot of people, and I've met a lot of people in my lifetime. In these umpteen years, and I've talked and met with Newt Gingrich. I have talked and met with, just a whole slew of people. I used to work at a think tank in DC called.
Keep saying it. Keep going. I was going to ask you.
Called the American Enterprise Institute. And at the Ronald Reagan building. And I used to work there. And talking about wild conversations during lunchtime. Yo. These people were like, I'm glad I'm a liberal. People are like, and look, and conservatives will be saying this, some moderates will be saying this, and it's like a free fall. It's like a food fight for words. So it was wild. It was wild every single time having lunch. But look, I got to meet like some really smart minds. I used to clown Newt. Me and my buddy Newt. But I used to clown him a lot on some of his ideas until I heard him talk about why everyone should not go to college. That blew my mind. His thought process of why everyone should not go to college, and it's not just strictly financial, but to summarize, what he was saying, he said everyone shouldn't go to college because some people have greater potential than what college can offer you. Ooh. And on top of that, the money that you would go into debt for, you can actually take that and build whatever business that you might be able to thrive on if you have a solid business idea. Why injure yourself going into umpteen tens, $100,000 worth of debt when you have potential to do great? At least get your high school degree. Let that be your baseline. If college is not for you, build a business. You might have to work underneath somebody for a little bit, but don't just stay there. Like our generation, people say, well, you guys are not committed to anything, which is not true. We always want better. People like many generations before us, they would work that one job from high school until they died or until they retired. And that's what they call stability. But as many generations later, we don't have that luxury. We sometimes have to bar hop.
Dude, it's crazy. You're right, man. Go ahead, keep going, man.
Yeah. So everyone should not go to college. People can hate all they want, but the thing is, some people don't have the mental acuity even to go. Their parents would push them, and by pushing them, they push them in the wrong direction. So therefore, they already promoted you to fail. And then another reason why not everyone should go to college, obviously, is college. It's the law of large numbers. You can be like a fish in the sea there, but you might strike out. You might not even do well, or you might just get by. C's equal degrees, right? But like after college, you got your degree and whatever, but it might be a garbage degree. So it's like, why did you spend your 4 years there, or 5 or 6? Trying to get a degree that didn't give you anything.
Yeah, my thought process behind it was like, if I'm gonna do this, Uncle Sam got to foot some of this bill, bro. For real, they got to foot some of it if I'm gonna do it. Now, I had to do some stuff that was strange for some change. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, it was like, this is what we gonna do, big boy.
You see what dual citizen said down there?
What did he say?
That my dad pushed me, into comp sci, and I've been stuck behind a desk for 25 years.
Yeah, this dude is a dual citizen, is a DBA.
Okay.
A database administrator. Like, actually, I know him in person. Just don't get in the car with him, bro. Just don't get in the car with him. He can't. He thinks he's Mario Andretti and shit. I'm serious. People who know, like Remy, if Remy's in here, Remy don't get in the car with him. But yeah, dude's a pretty straight dude. And he's a DBA. But so also he's a major XRP holder, right? So we got a little pop here. He out of here anyway. He like retired.
that ripple's pumping.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever get into crypto? I forgot to ask you, because I remember I used to call you
get into crypto. But I'm gonna be joining your crew. And we can invest that way, because I did go and dabble, but not with a real strategy. And you gotta tell people, hey, don't get into crypto if you have no strategy. Now, I ain't blow tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, so I didn't do that. But like, at least have a mindset, and then know people who know what they're doing. You know what you're doing, and the cats in this group know what they're doing.
Yeah, so I focus on ISO. I focus on government policies and stuff like that, right? There's an international standard called ISO 2022, and there's a list of currencies that fall underneath that just because of how the software operates for cross-border payment communication. So that's like XRP, XLM, HBAR, and all these different ones.
Right.
And they've been pretty good. Long term, it's gonna be dope. Right now, it's not like a meme coin where you put $5 in and you got $50 million back next week. These are long-term utility items. That makes sense to you? So we could talk, and I can show you some stuff. Oh my god! Oh, this is dual citizen, man. Look, this is what he claims right here. Someone was trying to kill me. I was trying to drive the BMW 5 rental like a race car, poor guy. But I was a chauffeur all weekend in Austin. But that doesn't mean you get to try to kill me. Did you die? Like, bro, okay. He's driving. Let me tell you the scenario. He's driving, and he like blah 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 blah. He's not driving 5 miles an hour in the city of Austin. He's gunning it. Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, pay attention to the road and stop. Oh man! But I tell you what, we could work some crypto stuff, and I'll probably show them the numbers. On my thing, I said we're probably gonna go about an hour and a half, 2 hours tonight, because I wanted you to feel comfortable and talk. And I need to ask you, man, because I remember you used to tell me about the think tank. None of the stuff was classified, right?
No, none of it is classified. Okay.
And the reason why I don't want to be debriefed by a 25-year-old, anybody who was born in 2000, Talking about doing a debrief with me. Like, I got the gout right now. I ain't getting out of bed. I do have the gout right now. But anyway, so what were some of the things you worked on that you guys came up with? I assume you guys were doing policy work.
Yeah, so we were doing policy work. We were doing some lobbying as well. Right. Because like the thing is, like they would have every week they would have a bunch of conferences at AEI where we would invite politicians, people on all levels of government to come and listen to a policy hearing. And AEI, they coin themselves as a nonpartisan think tank. You have the Heritage Foundation as well. They're more on the conservative side. And then you have some liberal think tanks in DC as well. So we would try to craft policy and also try to get the government to move in a certain direction by ushering different thought leader kind of concepts. Like for instance, David Frum, he used to also work at the American Enterprise Institute, whom I know as well. And now he's actually in Trump's in the president's cabinet somewhere doing something, and I'm like, wow, that's wild. Newt Gingrich has also worked for Trump before too. I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, I sat from here to here with Newt Gingrich, just ushering, listening to him talk, ushering different ideas. But like a think tank, what they do is try to sway policy, whether it be foreign policy, monetary policy, domestic policy, you name it. That's the goal of a think tank is ushering ideas, being a conglomerate of a thought leader, and trying to cater to different people in government to kind of move the balance and ushering just some ideas that they can run with, and then maybe formulate policy on.
Man, so how did you get into that? How did you apply? Did someone call you? How did that work out?
I was working for a nonprofit organization for churches in Maryland, in Gaithersburg, and I was doing accounting. I was working in their accounting team, and I wanted to step up a little bit because I had just gotten engaged, and I was like, man, I need to make more cheddar, because I'm about to get married, and so I reached out. My manager had a connection at AEI, and he was like, hey, you know what? You can do the same database accounting over there. And I was like, word? I was like, okay. So I got that job, like that. I was able to move over to AEI with no problem. I met a lot of cool dudes over there. A lot of cool dudes. I would have never thought about just listen, if we would just sometimes just shut up and listen to other people's perspectives instead of formulating an opinion. I think the world would be a better place, if we were actually open to listening to other people and not immediately bash them, because that's something I learned. I learned it before getting the AEI, but listening to all the different, angles that people were at there and how they all able to respectfully talk to one another and try to see through the other person's eyes, like, oh, I now see how you see like that. Often we're just too closed-minded. And I'm not saying, being accepting of everything. That's not what I'm saying. Is at least try to see what they're seeing. And then you can say, okay, I see what you're seeing now, but I still have issues with it. But I can see where you're coming from.
Man. And for y'all out in the chat, this is why I rock with Sean. He's like, again, I say he's like really one of the smartest people I know. And he is smart. Like I said, if you're working for a think tank, you are extremely smart. Seriously, helping govern and create policy and pitch it towards either different politicians or commercial entities who are going to help back it. Like I said, man, that's how I was like, I always wondered. I was like, man, I wonder how he got into that, because it's DC on top of that, right? So
yeah.
But it's again. But hold on, here's the other note. But it's also DC, so it's kind of like, where you went to school, who you know, this, where you work. You know, everybody kind of like, oh, let me call my boy over here. I get it taken care of. You know, yeah, I understand that. It's DC. It is what it is.
Connections. You got to know people.
Yeah,
you got to know people. You know, and I mean, it's not favoritism. You know, because I mean, think about this. Yes, you could be part of a good old boys club, a good old girls club, and that's how you make your moves. But if you're able to form connections form other connections, and those connections form other connections. And so it's not favoritism; it's that you built a network, and so you can reach out to other people. Like you guys have a nice network in here too. You know, you guys have connections in here that you've been able to bond and formulate. And then I'm sure you have other connections outside of this where now you have a network and now you can move around, you know, with no bias and no problem.
Yeah. It's funny. You're right, man. Because a lot of these people here, like I know them personally. Like a lot of them, I see them online, but a lot of people we've literally met up personally, hung out, had dinner together, you know, do our thing and hang out and just really vibe out, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's say, okay, you get out. So after you get done with the think tank, where'd you go from there?
So after the think tank, I got married.
Okay. Oh, you've been married 18 years?
And, you know, so I got married and my bride is awesome.
Awesome.
And so I got married. She was in the military. So, you know, I knew that it was possible that we would, you know, get moved around. So, and which we did. So after getting married, we moved to Washington State. So Seattle. Any Seattle people in the house?
Ooh. No, this is a conservative crowd, bro. I don't think no. We got a couple who lived in Cali, like who they pop in, but yeah, we got a lot of Texas here. We're gonna have probably some Arizonas. So,
Okay.
Man,
so cows in here. But yeah, so moved over to Washington State, and for a minute I was working actually at Best Buy. I was actually rocking jobs.
hold on. Did you work at what's it called? What was it called? PCHO? They call it PCHO.
Yep.
Same here, baby. You got.
Yeah, I worked, but even before PCHO, I did their merch team.
Oh,
so
you was on the
merch team, and I did inventory, and then I did PCHO. And they're like, we should have started you in PCHO from the jump, you know, because you know the merch team, they say, oh, you don't have any selling skills. Look, you can sell a hot dog to somebody who's a vegetarian. So you know.
I tell you how I got my job at Best Buy.
Nah, how'd you get that?
Okay, now that the laws are changed and it's been some time. So I was working at Sam's Club and I quit. The manager acted like a jerk to me one night, so I quit. So the next day I got up and I applied for Best Buy. I went in first. I'm like, hey, I want to apply for a job. And they were like, fill out an application online. So I was like, all right, fine. I filled it out online. I'm calling back every day, don't nobody call. So one day I was like, I had went over there like probably a couple days earlier. And in the PCHO section, there wasn't too many people. I was like, man, so one morning I just got mad. I was like, bump this, I'm gonna get the job. So I put on some khakis and a polo. And I went over there. I was like, hey, my name is Denny Williams. I had applied for this job and I'm waiting to start. And the lady was like, man, we need you right now. Come on. She took me over to PCHO and introduced me to Andy and Anthony. It was Andy and Anthony Caramucci. I see Anthony every now and then now. So he was like, you know anything about computers? I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, just help the customers. Man, I started selling computers, bro. I was flipping them like pancakes. So they were like, I was like, you guys didn't give me my schedule. Now, I stole this job, in case y'all wondering. They ain't hired me. I stole this. I stole a job. So he was like, just come back in tomorrow. We open. I think they opened at like 9:30. He's like, come back in at 8 and help me in the morning. I was like, I bet. I came back. So it was like finally about a weekend. Like they was like, because I was just going off of what Anthony Malamucci was saying. He was like, because he was like the lead. He was like, he wasn't the manager. He was the lead. I think the manager was it Kurt? No, it's this other guy. It'll come to me in a second. So the other guy was like, He was like, yeah, just come in. So I was so deep in that they was just like, all right, like, why isn't Zeddy on the schedule? Ops was like, yo, we don't got no Zeddy here. Like, come over here for a minute. I was like, yes, sir. They were like, they don't have you on the schedule. I was like, I don't know what happened. I've been coming in for a week now. They're like,
you're working for free.
And I'm like, I've been coming for a week. What do I need to do? Do I need to fill out some paperwork? So they was like, dang, the dude already working. We making money. He ain't stole nothing. Yeah, go ahead and fill this out. And they gave me the job, bro. But I remember the dudes who got fired before, they got fired because they were huffing back then. You remember how remember the canned air stuff?
Yeah, canned air, yep.
Yeah, half the department got fired for smoking, for sucking up canned air. Yeah, I took that job, bro.
That's wild.
Okay, what happened after best? So, what else did you do?
So I was working 2 jobs. Being a hardworking heifer, So working at Best Buy and then doing the night audit at a hotel at the Marriott in downtown Tacoma. And so, you gotta make ends meet. You gotta work more than one job to really get after it. Pay down your college debt. Maybe I should have gone to college, but at least I had 2 years paid for it. But it was worth it. It was worth it. So yeah, I was working Best Buy and the Marriott, but I mean, working those 2 jobs, I was burning the candle at both ends. So I had to make another move. I was like, all right, maybe the hospital that's on base, for the Army is, I can apply there, maybe an IT job. And I didn't need like a secret clearance or anything like that. So I applied and I got in to do IT for the hospital on base in Tacoma.
Hold on, bro. You was rocking a dependent card? You was a god, bro. Them dudes at the gate was like, this dude is a god.
I mean, hey, so yeah, was able to start working there, and then start working like secret stuff as well. Getting my clearance and everything, and able to work other stuff. But so after there,
as an ISSO, then
moved to Virginia.
You worked as an ISSO. Classified. I did ISSO work on the classified side, and open air storage. What do they call it? Open area storage or something like that. Yeah. Never again, bro. I'm done with that life. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So after that, I moved back to DC, and I was working at Andrews Air Force Base. So I worked at Walter Reed, and then Andrews Air Force Base. Andrews Air Force Base is wild. I mean, it's seriously wild over there because people think, well, it's in near Aberdeen, Maryland, and all this, but Air Force One is over there. All the high government planes, Marine One is over there too. So they close down the whole base when the president's on the move. Like they have these pillars that all come up on the road. You can't move an inch.
It's like a city within a city over there, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's like a city within a city. But why is it? And I don't know if anyone has understood this or seen it, but outside of every military base that I've been to is the ghetto, and I've never understood that.
And a Burger King. Yeah, so I have a theory. The only one I haven't seen that is like Patrick Space Force Base. And that's on the beach in Cocoa. It's on Cocoa. It's actually on the beach, literally.
On the beach, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's on the beach. I think what happened was when these bases sprung up, those were where the middle class people who worked the base lived, right? Like the people who did the painting, maybe a little bit of janitor work, maybe a lot of, and then also there was probably some transient housing. I call it housing for like if you're coming in for a meeting and this corporation just bought this little house for you to stay in for a couple days to get in and get out. I think over time, as base is modernized and some of those jobs changed to contractors, and those contractors live everywhere now, like that, those neighborhoods just kind of lost it, bro. I think that's what happened. They just kind of lost it. Like those are a lot of janitor jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, like over here in Albuquerque, you have Kirtland Air Force Base. Right outside there's like one of the most dangerous areas of of Albuquerque.
Yeah, does that base have nukes on it?
They actually have missile testing elsewhere outside of that base. But that base is like right near the airport by the Albuquerque Sunport Airport. And there was actually a few incidents that have gone down where somebody was chasing somebody in a car and they made the turn onto base and and they put those barriers that pop up and hit that car. Boom!
And then they Swiss cheese their ass up. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all, I've seen stories of so many people making a wrong turn and getting on the base and getting Swiss cheesed up. And I'm gonna tell you, this almost happened to me in Orlando. So Lockheed Martin, I don't know why they put it. I think it's a counter intel building. It's right off of I-Drive, which is a major industry area for food and taking your kids. It's a Disney like strip, right?
Right.
So you get off on the highway and you think you slick, you like, oh, I'm gonna just make this turn right here, and I can just kind of parallel I-Drive, then I'll jump on I-Drive. Man, I parallel this joker, and I recognized the fence line before I recognized the guard post, bro. I was like, dude popped up like, I rolled the window down. I went the wrong way, sir. He just pointed me to the side access road. Thank you, sir. And then I was like, this happens all the time. He's like, more than you know. I was like, and what made me recognize this because I was working at a secure facility, and my guards they're cool, but man, you mess up, you may get shot. So dude popped up like, what you doing, dog? I was like, God.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Albuquerque, you know, it has its problems. All right, so check it. Before I moved to Albuquerque, I've lived here for about 3 years. Someone was telling me, oh, dude, when you move to Albuquerque, you know, don't go to the war zone. I was like, oh, you play Call of Duty? And they're like, no. They're like, no, the war zone is like, it's called the International District, but it's like an area of the city where, I mean, just like a lot of weird stuff goes on, and the cops don't even go there. The cops stay out. That's how bad it is.
It sounds like Oakland, bro.
I mean, the cops don't go to the war zone. They stay out of there. You know, I mean, a whole bunch of shady stuff goes down over there. And
they're probably on some containment type joint, like, yo, we just gonna contain it right here.
I mean, I believe it's just an area where people gave up. I mean, people gave up. You know, the fentanyl and what other drugs are high over in the war zone area. There's a lot of crime there. A lot of shooting goes off over there, and like I just kick it over here. I don't even go over there if I don't need to. Yeah. You know, I don't need to become a statistic for nobody.
So is it an Uber Eats blackout zone? You know it's bad when Uber Eats won't deliver it.
Uber Eats doesn't go there. DoorDash doesn't go there. Grubhub, nobody goes over there. Everybody has you know, like a security door for their house, and then even bars on their windows too.
Yeah, you got a question from IBD Cartel. Hold up, where is that? I'm going to
Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's called the War Zone. Yeah. The neighborhood. So the neighborhood is Gibson. It kind of crisscrosses the city, but it's Gibson Boulevard, Yale Boulevard. It goes down to Wyoming Boulevard, Louisiana Boulevard as well, Carlisle and Comanche. So all those intersections kind of make up the war zone. And I mean, I'm telling you, this place is wild. It's pretty wild. Yep, but money used to.
Oh, he did used to make the wrong turn. I just thought about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he did.
Bro.
But yeah, the war zone, it's real. I mean, and there are a lot of people who have moved from other states. Like a lot of poor folks have moved to Albuquerque, who are homeless, and they all live in the war zone because it's like, look, we got no hope. There was a McDonald's that they closed down their entire lobby because homeless folks kept on coming in there and messing up the bathroom. So they only do drive-through, and they got all that room to actually have people dine. And they said, no, we're not even going to open it.
Bro, like in Pensacola, there was this Church's Chicken. I think it was off of Fairfield. It was off of Fairfield. And it's right across from, they probably renamed the place. It was called Pensacola Village, man. But it was the only churches in America that, they weren't letting you in, bro. It's pure drive-through. And they got robbed so much of the drugs, they ended up closing it down.
Actually, a lot of places had to close down because of the homeless. I mean, the homeless here is ridiculous. Like I've actually, like I and many other people have actually tried to say, hey, let me get like 20 of you something to eat, and hopefully I can feed you, or you go share it with somebody. And they actually do. They got some camaraderie, but a whole bunch of tents, they have tent cities over here, and they've had to bulldoze some of them because, Walmart's like, look, we can't have a tent city behind our place. You got to go bulldoze that, tell everyone to get out.
Yeah, man. Do you think the homeless thing, is it more of a drug issue? They like, I don't care. I'm gonna just live my life this way. Or do you think there's a lot of people stuck in peril?
I've actually gotten out, and braved it to actually ask some of those people, just quickly, I mean, I know it's none of my business, but, how did you get here? I mean, like, what's your situation? And I mean, not just out of curiosity, but with a mindset to, be someone who can serve them, maybe get them a meal, spark up a conversation, and then keep moving. And like some people, I mean, they're down on their luck. Some people, they got into drugs and they couldn't kick the habit. Some folks, they either got booted out of the home, and their parents, won't let them back. So now they're living on the streets, and now they got to hustle. Like I met a couple, a guy and a gal, and they're trying to hustle out there on the street. And I was like, yo, I mean, you guys are young folks. Why are you out here? Why are you out here? And they're like, yeah, we got kicked out. And I mean, I don't have a high school diploma or anything like that. And then I got no mailing address. So how can I get a job?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then, like rampant, prostitution out there too. Where, I mean, and then a lot of, just a lot of fentanyl, and a lot of meth, and I mean, weed is legal, so smoke it, but
you kind of like it.
All that stuff that could kill you, but yeah, it's crazy. That's the problem that we have here. And that's why cops, they won't go to the war zone. I mean, and it's really sad that I think the city of Albuquerque has given up on that area.
Well, something's going to have to be done one day, whether people like it or not. And what I think may be done, people are like, that's unconstitutional. But the problem is you keep having these areas that become slums, and that's where disease breeds up. And then we got to have like, issues with like the plague,
You got a quarantine area. Wasn't it like some kind of show where there was an area that they gated off from the rest of the city, and that gated area was going to get bombed or nuked, because whatever disease kept on running rampant, and they'll say, "Well, we gotta have to blow it up." I mean,
they're like Aliens versus Predator. That People thought they're like, go to the center of town. If the United States Army ever tells you to go to the center of town, go the opposite way.
Yeah, don't go there.
Don't go there. I'm telling you that their whole thing is containment. We're gonna contain this. Next thing you know, you got Willie Pete dropping on your head and you melting in the concrete.
But you know what? You know something really, really nice about Albuquerque. Every first or second week of October, they have something called the Balloon Fiesta Festival. Nowhere else in the world do they have this many hot air balloons in the world. So they go to Balloon Fiesta Field, which is actually not too far from where I live. And I mean, they just let all the hot air balloon pilots fly their balloons. And all week long, you see hot air balloons in the sky. And people they stop on the highway to take pictures. It's really picturesque. If you ever look up Balloon Fiesta, it's the first and second week of every October, rain or shine.
Let me see if I can find it right now while we're talking. Balloon Fiesta.
I actually did a hot air balloon, so I got my I got my been there, done that. Got the T-shirt kind of thing, because it was a little scary at first. I'd never been in a hot air balloon before, but you get up there, about 10,000 feet, because right now where I'm at right now is already 5,900 feet above sea level, because we got mountains outside, and that's another 5,000 feet. There you go.
Yo, this is dope, man. This
every
is
year.
Cool. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for everybody.
It is really, really beautiful. It's really pretty, and those are the Sandia Mountains back there.
That is phenomenal, man.
People, even from around the world, come to Albuquerque for that every year. From Sweden, from France, from Germany, from Spain. Different areas of the world, they actually all leave their balloons here under guard, and they come here and fly their balloons.
Oh, so is it free to get in, or you just?
I mean, it's $5, $5 to $10 to get in. But it is truly amazing. How long that's been going on for.
So you figure it's still painfully cheap, bro. Advanced general admission 15, parking 20. Just take an Uber down there. You don't got to park.
Uber, you're good. Or tell everybody in your car, hey, everyone call for $5.
Yeah. You can squeeze 20 people in a real see 8-9 people in the car. You know how we do it. People be sitting on some laps. And then you can do a balloon ride.
Yeah. Yep. October. Every October.
This is dope.
Yeah, I did Rainbow Riders for my hot air balloon. Me and the whole family went.
So go ahead.
It was worth it. I'd never been in a hot air balloon. It was dope. Yeah, I did Rainbow Riders. Yep.
They got a demo area.
Oh yeah.
Man.
People, even after the Balloon Fiesta is over, people still fly their hot air balloons.
Visit the website. Now that's pretty cool, man. We love stuff like this on this show, bro. Anything that's new to us, so we can spend this XRP on it, or get ends to spend it in the future. We future plan on this. There's been times I get on the show, man. I show people, hey, man, we could buy an island if y'all want to. This is something cool to do in the meantime. This is a sunrise.
Nobody here has done a hot air balloon. I say go for it. It is dope. I know you're like, well, is that basket stable? Yeah, it's stable. And when you're up there, the way that the air moves around Albuquerque is actually in a square. I never knew that. I mean, I learned this by one of the pilots, and just Albuquerque is like a bowl. You have the mountains, on many sides of it, and then the city is down in the bowl. So the way that the air moves around is different than normal cities that are more open. And so you can easily go from one area to another, if you and end up close to where you started.
Let me take a look at something real quick. We in this group we are hardcore about knowing about different areas. And a heartbeat will bring up a Google map. Let me bring up Google Maps and let you guide us through Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay. So here's Albuquerque. Does this look accurate to you?
Yep. And then off to the right are the Sandia Mountains on that side.
So
the mountains are east of Albuquerque. So if you're ever somewhere and you're like, I don't know what direction I'm in, the mountains are east of you.
That's pretty dope. That is pretty dope.
It's pretty. They also have a tram that goes all the way up to the mountains.
Oh, is this the tram right here?
Do you see any wire?
Nah.
Yeah, don't jump off. Someone wants to see the war zone.
We're gonna watch the war zone, y'all. I'm just trying to warm us up to it.
There's actually a dude that I follow him. I have to look him up, but he actually rides his e-bike through there actual tunnels in Albuquerque. And he goes through the war zone all the time. And he has a GoPro on, and like people are hollering at him, and he's like, there's even like there's some tunnel systems I call like the Devil's Tunnel, and you hear weird noises in that tunnel. And he's like, I gotta get out of here. So I mean he gets on his e-bike and he just keeps moving. I forgot dude's name, but he rides all around Albuquerque, and it's pretty cool just to see what he sees, firsthand. I'm like, yeah, you brave to go down there at nighttime on your e-bike. You can get jumped easily.
Is it near the fairgrounds?
So the war zone?
Yeah, everybody they want to see the war zone.
Okay, the war zone is near the fairgrounds, yes. See, International District right there.
Right. Is it this side or this side?
All sides.
Oh, what? I'm used to like the zone. You're like, no, all sides. It's all
sides. So you see that track right there. There's a racetrack right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a racetrack. So if you do even like a perfect square around that, that's the war zone. And like I said, people don't mess around over there. They just don't.
It kind of looks like it don't look too bad. They got it.
So find Central Avenue. That's probably one of the worst places that you can go. Yep, southeast. Boom. That's seriously like the main strip of the war zone. Is all along Central Avenue. Yeah, it ain't good. There's so many closed businesses on there. Yep, there it is, and there's lots of that.
It's not a picture of city. You got the streetwalkers, bro. You gotta have a streetwalker. That's the thing, bro.
They don't take pictures during the daytime. They don't take pictures at night.
Oh, they got a seafood place. Linda, Mexico, grilled seafood. Cinnamon Tree Apartments. That's part of the war zone. You probably seen that too.
Yep.
Yeah, they got little gate guard.
Yeah, all along Central Avenue. Like there was a lady, she was crossing the street and she got hit, like right in front of a cop, and the cop just kept moving.
That's cold. That is cold, man. You right. There's a lot of cool stuff over there.
And people, they live all underneath places like that, all over there.
Yeah, this is even boarded up, man. Look, you see that? That's straight boarded. That's supposed to be all glass.
Look, I mean, every store I went to, they buzz you in and buzz you out. There's plexiglass everywhere. And I mean, even to buy a Coke. No, actually, I went to a place and I wanted one of those Fresca bars. So it's like a fruit pop.
Mm-hmm.
They had that locked down. The guy had to come from around the counter and unlock the freezer. Yep. Had to unlock the freezer to let me get an ice pop. But yeah, all along that area, man, like I said, the city's giving up on these people. Damn, and I mean, there's like no hope. All those folks, they walk around like zombies.
I can see the main strip is kind of like they keep that clear, but you hit a back street, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll keep this. But as soon as you turn over here,
yep.
Nah. Yeah, and everybody got a gate, man. Like everybody got a gate. Like, yeah, that's the business to be in. It's the gate business.
Oh yeah, you be making hand over fist.
Is that barbed wire?
Oh, they got it all. Barbed wire, you name it.
Oh, this is wow. Yeah, unfortunately, man, this is called a horrible economy. Yeah, dang. I guess you got to have a big dog too. On top of that, you got to have something like. Damn, they got cameras too. I mean, I got cameras in my house, but that's because I'm paranoid anyway. So this reminds me of Oakland, man. Got the crack house. Sorry. Somebody's a trap star. Yeah, they're gonna get gentrified, boy. These people better watch out. I'm spelling the gentrification through the internet right now. They're about to get it. I'm telling you, man. This is gentrification coming.
It is. And like, I mean, like I said, people, they shouldn't mess. I mean, all cities have places, that are kind of run down and slums, but man, I've lived in New York, a lot of my life, and I've seen run down places. You
there? Yeah, your internet froze up a little bit. We'll give you a couple seconds. I'll tell you, team, everybody out there, in Florida. Oh, there you are. You're back. Your internet froze for a second.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you back. Go ahead, hit it.
Yeah. So.
Hey, you froze up again. Hey, everybody in the chat, can you guys hear us okay? Do you see some freezing?
I'm here.
All right. Try it now.
Okay. Like, I've seen slums and things like that before, but like not as bad as it is here. I've never seen it like this. I mean, I really feel bad for these cats. All right. I'm not frozen anymore, am I?
No, you're good. I'm shutting down some stuff. I was wondering if it was a throughput thing, but no, they're saying it was just your side, but it's all good. What's probably happening is your internet provider is like, what the heck is he uploading? It's all your voice and video. You there? I froze up again. Well, let's give him a sec.
But you freeze first, and then I freeze because you froze.
Give me 2 seconds, man. Let me see if I can shut some stuff down. Give me 2 seconds. It should all be just aggregated through the internet, but who knows at this day and age with stuff, dude. All right, let's give it a shot. I think we should be back to normal.
Okay.
But it reminded me of Oakland, but I tell you in Florida what they do. Where I live at in Florida, like the Daytona area, let your area get bad. Then all of a sudden they start condemning the houses.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden you got a brand new shopping mall. And your ass is out of there. And Chipotle. What they did in Daytona was diabolical, man. They were like, what was this area? It was next to Bethune-Cookman College. Like, it seemed like all HBUs got a ghetto next to them. But it just seems like that, right? So they had knocked down this projects and built this nice spot, right?
Right.
They built it real nice and stuff like that. And then on another side of the area, where it was all woods, man, they have just like built apartment complexes. So you can tell the play now is to get people like out of here, out of these houses, into apartment complexes in Florida. Like they are building mega apartment complexes.
Wow.
Because you don't got to build to the side, you can just build up.
True. I just texted you the guy that I follow that rides his bike through the war zone. His name is Bugs. And I mean, it's wild stuff that he's seen just being on his bike. I mean, I didn't know there were a whole bunch of tunnels under here because, the mountains everywhere. Like how down can you go?
Yeah,
if you're already like 5,200 square feet up.
Yeah, we're going to find him on YouTube. That's the Common Sense Ninja. He's a guy I listen to. His name is Bugs, right?
I texted it to you. Look at your phone.
Yeah, man, I got to put it on the screen for everybody. Albuquerque, Mexico.
Yeah, his name is Alex Bugs Morentes.
Dang. Y'all want to go? Y'all in the chat? Y'all want to see the war zone? We're gonna show the war.
So his name is Alex. Yeah.
Okay, I got to do a couple things. Usually, I have to turn the audio off on the music because it starts acting real funny. It'll give us a huge echo and it starts acting weird.
Yeah, just bandwidth, right?
No, I got actually 2 gigs, bro. I have 2 gigs. I've got Spectrum coming in here as well as MetroNet. I got 2 gigs and I got it load balanced off of a Ubiquity firewall. So there's Ubiquity Dream Machines. I got it load balanced. One comes in with straight fiber, the other's copper. I got this is a gig internet. I got Cat 6 going to every box in the house. You know, I'm a nerd, man. You know how we do it. So, all right, where's the Moloco?
If you keep on going down, I think
there he is. All right, we're gonna play a little bit of this.
Yep, that's him.
Oh, there you go. Wow, yeah.
One of them was waving. They're friendly.
They're friendly. Yeah.
So we're on Central Route 66, headed eastbound. Right there's a library. That used to be the Caravan East nightclub. Used to play country and western. Used to have some Mexican bands. El Hurricane, he passed away, but he's a local band. We used to go watch him play.
Holy smokes, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna put that guy's stuff in the chat, man. That's pretty dope. Give me a second. There you go. I put his stuff. I forgot, like certain YouTubers, they don't like to let you stream their stuff too much. But let's do this. Let me play a crypto rap song. So everybody out in the chat, I'm gonna play some crypto tales real quick. So this is the kind of music we listen to. It's like crypto rap, just rappers talking about crypto, people who sing about crypto. We got all kind of stuff. But this is a guy actually we all know. His name is Crypto Tales. He actually lives in LA. He's from LA, lives in LA. Great dude. But this is one of his songs. I'll play it for you.
Hodl is the motto. What does hodl mean? Hey, 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 every coin got a flip side. Catch me stacking crypto dreams till I get right. Since 2018, I've been getting mine. 2025, we gon' finally see it fly to all-time highs. Well, swimming in the deep, but I'm steady afloat. Riding all these waves like I'm built for the boat. How to with the motto, God, I'm taking the oath. I'm the prophet, I just know what I know. Woke up to the dip, still holding my grill. Charge doing gymnastics, they flipping, they flip. Bear market blues, got them scared of the risk. I'm fiat poor, but you know I'm crypto rich. No FOMO, no selling, patience is the way. Volatility shook them out, I'm here to stay. Gotta always hold steady, let them haters speculate. Calculating back, so I know what I'ma make. Fear in the streets and greed in the air. Buying all these dips and I really don't care. Roller coaster ride, that adrenaline surge. The market going down, now I'm feeling the urge. Hotto is a motto, never let it go. Riding through the highs and the lows, diamond hands, let them know. They laugh at them bags, call it banker coin trash. I'm up 100x, catch me laughing in the cash. Another dip, I scoop it up with both hands. Diamond in the rough, XRP in the plans. Ripple net live in Japan. Seeds in the crib, XRP, no gas, let it rip. SEC tried to trip, but the judge let it flip. ODL getting lit, now the banks wanna sip. When all that for die, let them bags multiply. Watch them haters cry, cause that envy in their eyes. From the SEC chains to the ledger unchained. We built from the ashes, hodl through the pain. They sleeping on them gains, watching bags grow. Ripple selling escrow, acquisition hero. They probably didn't know, got that crypto hustle. I'm a blockchain fiend, chasing dreams. Hodl king, crown forged in the stream. No money on the net, I'm a 7-year vet. Tokenomics in my pocket, getting centralized checks. Just invest so you know what to expect. Crypto dreaming, so I'm blockchain scheming. Adding to my wallet, so I keep eating. Them cryptos be jumping, call it trampoline season. Bull run, baby, watch the market go crazy. My bag so fat, like they all having a baby. Crypto buzz, but they don't know what it does. Gotta get it just because. If you didn't, then it's up. Hotto is the motto, don't let it go. Through the highs, through the lows, just let it grow. Diamond hands gotta stay in control. Keep stacking, let the future unfold. Yes, sir.
That's what's
All
up.
you really needed was a bag. Now you mad, talking about all the things you could have had.
And that is Crypto Tells, everybody. Sometimes I get lazy, man. I'll just be like, oh, I start eating and bobbing it around. I'm like, oh, let me cut that video off real quick. We'll share something about that. Oh, man. So the time is, we're at 10:15. Let's do this. I've got to do another show after this. Why don't we do this? Let's do a couple more minutes, wrap it up. Talk about what you want to talk, man. I mean, you're a great personality, dude. When you watch your channel, I want to help you with your channel, of course.
I appreciate that. You know, I mean, I would say a lot of things that I've learned, you know, growing up. I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen drive-bys. I used to live in New York. There was the landlord of where I used to live in New York, in Queens. One of the tenants was talking trash about him and saying that he's ripping off everybody, and so he had ordered a hit on dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he ordered a hit on the dude, and gunned him down, in front of his garage. And I was sitting right down by the street with another boy, you know, another cat, and we're like, blip, 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 and I started running. You know, I was just like, that's crazy. And so we found out what really happened. And, you know, so I've seen a lot in my lifetime, and I would say that, you know, it does go back to, yes, you know, New York, you know, has its own personality. Every city has its own personality. But what you do with it and what you take with you as, you know, letting life mold you, hopefully into a decent human being. You know, I learned a lot at Fork Union. I mean, it got a lot of that mindset out of me, because a lot of my friends on the block, they didn't make it out of the block. They either ended up having kids too early, dropping out of high school, getting into drugs, getting into gangs. And I was able to escape that by going to Fork Union, because I'm sure I would have been a statistic if I had stayed in Queens. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I was inherently a bad kid. It's just, you know, environments, they do mold you, they do change you. Not a lot of people are resilient enough to, you know, get all the muck of that environment off of you. I mean, some of it's gonna travel, like bacteria, But like, yeah, I learned a lot at Fort Union, and that helped actually guide me, in a good path where I could think for myself and not let other things mold me. Feeling that I have control of my own thoughts versus, you're always gonna have haters, unfortunately. People will tell you, oh, you're from such and such background, you won't amount to anything, or, your family is from another country, even though you might have been born here, how will you get far? And I mean, I've seen a lot of folks from all different backgrounds, seriously pull themselves up by their bootstraps and actually make the American dream happen.
Yeah, I was gonna crack a bad joke and say I was gonna start a Somalian daycare, but I guess I will get far. I will be the captain now. I'm sorry, I got bad taste, bro. Oh, snap. All right, man. We're gonna sign off, but I want you to do some closing words for the people, man. You can do a prayer, you can do whatever you want, man. We pray on our show.
Sure. I'll actually read everybody a quick poem. How about that?
Oh, you gotta. I'm trying to tell y'all may think I'm an idiot, but I know some dope people. Sorry, go ahead.
So let's do that. This is a poem that I wrote, and I don't know, maybe some folks might be able to grasp it.
Bro, we love this type of stuff, bro.
But
we eat up, bro.
So let's do that. All right, so this poem is called, well, actually, before I do this poem, my mother passed away last year, and, it was rough, and the mourning process, everyone goes through mourning a little bit differently. But, the thing is, the good things that your parents have done for you, maybe you find a way to appreciate it, So this poem is called Every Day is Mother's Day. So all original, AI did write this. so hopefully everybody knows, hey, it was from here and here. Heart in Spanish is corazón. All right, so this is called Every Day is Mother's Day. Sing of your mother as a breathless song without end. Sweet notes tell of her story, and what a sweet friend. Sound the bells before the second Sunday of May, that her tune is treasured, and every day is Mother's Day. Tell of your mother like a story which ends on a high note, that ends without surprise. Its worth is more precious than the blue hues of the skies. She cast much effort before sunrise and waved the moon away. Her saga is legendary because every day is Mother's Day. Dance for your mother as a choreographer calculates each step. Many adjustments to count as she gave more than she kept. Her feet ached without complaint while waltzing to point the way. Moves that were made to inspire a fire, and every day is Mother's Day. Clap for your mother, like many curtain call encores. With both hands striking, applause crashes like waves on shores. Her acclaim reverberates and guides to the most scenic waterway. Efforts repeat like echoes, as every day is Mother's Day. Shout for your mother, because she is famous to you. From little steps to longer strides. Look, you grew. She blew wind into your sails as chasing leaves away. The breeze of her smile stamps that every day is Mother's Day. Cheer for your mother as your favorite winning team. Her children rise up and call her blessed, and that is no dream. How hoarse is her voice as she stopped to pray. A faithful woman's example that every day is Mother's Day. Forgive your mother, as humility comes from the perfect. Her love for you is her trophy, forever standing to direct. Thank your mother and affirm it with a loud hooray. Shower her with care, and every day is Mother's Day.
Bro, that was dope, man.
Thank you.
Woo! That will be clipped up. Everybody, this is the one and only Abdullah, Mr. T. Hizzle, one of the smartest people I know, and I'm probably gonna have you come back because there's a lot we didn't cover. But thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. For coming to sign on. And I hope to come back. And be here to do it again.
We'll have you come back. And matter of fact, when I help you with your show, bro, I get everybody to pile in. So for everybody, we are doing Cryptotherapy 589 at 5:30. We're gonna log off the show, but I say God loves you and God bless you, and you all have a great night. All right, peace.
Peace.
Yo, you made it to the end, and that means you're officially part of the FUMA Boy'Z fam. Big thanks for watching. If you vibed with the video, smash that like button and share it on every platform you know. Twitter, IG, TikTok, even send it to your grandma. Every click helps us grow and keep bringing the... So until next time, stay real, stay curious, stay FUMA. Peace out.